start off by saying, like, everybody that reached out to me via text, emails, or IMs, or just put it on the wall, you know.
Origato, dog.
You know, saying, like, hey, keep your head up, you know, thanks, you know.
Some Tupac shit? Keep your head up?
You know.
All eyes on me?
I'm sorry, Mom. Oh, that's not him.
That's him, fool.
I was trying to be nice to everybody.
Dude, your fool's heard my dad's gone crazy, you know?
The song that is was not. He's talking about.
Oh, yeah, not like the actual.
Not like the real death went crazy.
That song bangs, yo. It's old, but it bangs.
Well, this shit didn't fall on deaf ears. Thank you guys for reaching out. And
someone listens. People listen.
People are listening, and you know your kind words, your nice words help out a lot. Thank you.
They're preventing you from going to the thug life.
That thug life, though?
Did you see that fool? That one fool that was texting his ex-girlfriend and just trolling her? Because they were texting, and so this girl cheated on him with his best friend, and she was trying to get back with that fool, and he would just post memes back for
memes.
Like for like there was one where she was like, well, do you still like me? And he was like, no, and then he's like, but you didn't ask me if I still love you. And then she was like, well, do you still love me? And then he put the meme of Chief Keef and all those boys shaking their head and just says, nah. It says, nah. And I was like, what? She's like, what? Well, why are you being so douchey? Why are you living the douche life? And then it's like, now I'm living that pug life. And it's a picture of that fool with a pug and a punctured. And it just goes like that fool for a minute. Fool.
I didn't see that.
I was like, dude, this is the internet now.
I read that kid. He was doing it on Twitter because he was posting up on Twitter.
Because she was like, it was just one guy. And then he puts it up on Twitter, and she was like, I can't believe you tweeted this and make me look like an asshole, like you're being such an asshole. And he just put, in quotation marks, it was just one tweet. And I was like, damn, this fool's out here hacking a bitch. But no,
I read that, like, because of that, he got like 30,000 followers or something crazy.
No lie, I was laughing, B. That shit was making me bust up.
It's the life of a troll, dog.
And the very last picture after she says bye or something, it's just somebody at a window flipping. I was like, Dick Thug Life, B. I mean, some of that has to come with actually being hurt, and the other part not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? I think it's the fact that you're hurt, and when you're that guy that's hurt and you don't give a fuck, you just go full hard at them, and you're like, fuck it.
Well, because it's like, you know,
he didn't want to talk to her anymore.
No, so
he hurt.
He didn't have to fall in love.
I wonder if he's still cool with his homie.
Probably not.
Probably.
Dick, if your best friend fucked your girl, would you still be cool with him at the end?
No.
Depends.
Depends. Am I gonna marry this girl?
If you told me beforehand,
it was just some dumb chick that you were dating.
If you told me beforehand, it's cool.
What if he didn't tell you?
If it's a Randy,
you're from the Nate Dogg class, ain't no fun.
If it's just a Randy, fuck it, yo.
Like they just got drunk or what?
Like, yeah, what is the parameters?
Like,
yeah, bro.
I don't think they planned it. It just happened.
Like if it just happened, like were they in the right state of mind?
Like all three of you went out.
You got
too blottoed, end up knocking out, and they're still up and vibing and shit.
Drunk?
Yeah, they're drunk.
I could let that one slip.
Nah.
You still homies with the dude?
Yeah, they got drunk for you.
And you break up with the chick?
No, I probably wouldn't. I'd just be like, that's fucked up, yo, y'all.
Well, you're too forgiving.
Y'all should have woke me up.
What would you down with the devil's?
I just know.
He just wants to watch.
Y'all should have woke me up to watch. Nah, this shit happens. So might as well. I'll give them a one pass.
I forgive and forget.
Yeah.
How about you, Art?
But if they're sober, I wouldn't forgive them. That's just treacherous.
If I straight slayed your bitch, you wouldn't be cool with me?
But they got drunk though, B. You can't control that shit sometimes.
Nah, John. Even drunk, I've been fucking drunk.
Have you ever blacked out and made a regret for?
I guess.
Exactly. There you go. How do you want your boy on autopilot to like?
On autopilot, you should know that that's.
What if I was
You're not
doing?
there, you're
What
not
if I was
even
doing
conscious.
recon for you, dog?
You wanted to see
Your
what
reconnaissance missions?
You know, I was just seeing what your girl likes, huh?
he's gonna report back.
Report back, first. Tell her what you were doing wrong, huh?
So you wouldn't forgive them if they were drunk? Damn, you got a mad nice watch on, B. You finna get jumped?
Finna snitch the snatch
Money,
it,
get
huh?
that rent money, yo.
Right, I'm finna pawn this nigga's watch, B. Buy me a watch.
I had this thing of like,
Steal my watch to then sell it to buy a watch.
Well, let's be real, fool. Is your watch gonna fit me, fool? Probably not. fool.
Probably not.
try it.
I'm good.
Nah. I was like, oh, I'm a.
That's wrong.
pause.
Unless I was drunk, then it's okay. That is forgivable.
Where's your watch? Come on, bro.
I'll wear anything. No, not watch.
No.
What about you, though, son? You forgiving your homie or your girl? Well, you said no to the friend. You'd cut off the friend and the girl.
Friend.
Not the girl.
Oh, and the girl.
Oh, okay.
The girl was like, that's just a given.
The girl is a
And what about you? You cutting off your homie and your girl, or just one, or neither?
Would you cut me off if you were with a
Nah,
girl?
I'd be like, how come you didn't shout me out to get a tag team going, B? Tag
I said he wanted to look quick.
nah. I don't know. Probably not.
They're drunk, though, B.
So
If I was drunk, you pass out before me,
As
and then I make my moves onto your chick.
Oh, that's a little wrong, fool. Now it seems like
you had a
you-
plan.
like you
still call me
you're
homie?
consciously doing it, fool.
Like-
Like if both of you are drunk,
And I'm fucking sober as a motherfucker. I'm creeping.
that doesn't even sound like they fucked up. Like you just did it on
that
purpose.
shit ain't even forgivable,
We
B.
just did that shit on top of you, bro.
You pretty much just took advantage of your drunk girlfriend while you were passed out, B.
Wait.
Would you still call me homie?
Wait. I think we're phrasing all this wrong. What do you mean you took advantage of her?
Because he says he's sober as
I'm
fuck.
the only one sober.
That's what he said.
He was a D&D, though.
So you're.
He was D&D, you got drunk out of mind, you passed out, your girlfriend's tipsy.
I don't want to go down this road
But,
where
hey, dog,
he.
I held your hand, so you were involved technically.
Where he. I don't want to be involved of him fictitiously
I'm like, hey, dog, you told me
raping
you
my
always wanted
girlfriend?
to be part of a threesome.
Wait, is this rape? Because it sounds like rape.
Date was date rape. It's not like
No, what if
good
it?
old fashioned rape, though,
Logistics.
but it's date rape. It's still rape. Yeah.
Nah, but honestly, the real question: if we were all drunk, you pass out.
I know Studi just ran train on your girlfriend. But we were drunk, and your bitch was drunk. Kind of drunk. She was drunk.
And we plugged all holes up.
And we hit that bitch with the trifecta.
She's screaming that she's open for business. Huh?
She's like, oh.
She's making all types of noises. Huh?
And you don't wake up, and then in the morning, she's like, man, you plugged me up mad good yesterday.
She told me. Wait, so
She thought it was you because she was drunk.
again, this is rape again?
Nah,
You
because
can-
we're
you
all
had
drunk.
passed out. You had passed out.
Fuck you
but
mean?
She rolled
She-
your ass over and she started jerking you off without you knowing. While we were following her,
No,
so you
because-
were involved.
She's drunk.
No. You guys gotta stop. This shit, look, it's all coming off mad wrong.
No,
B.
because she's drunk. We're drunk out of our mind as well. We're blacked out already. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. She didn't know what she was doing.
But she thinks she.
But she thinks she's with you. We think we're with some other hoe.
You don't.
Because there was other bitches there, but they just end up
That's
leaving.
wrong.
There was other bitches there. They leave. It's only us four, and we all smang her. But we all thought we were smanging different people. Fool.
The Spang Bang Fusion?
I thought I was smanging your girlfriend's sister. Fool. But it turned out to be it was her. Fool.
Your girlfriend's.
And then she thought she was smanging you, but she's
Nah.
smanging me and the homies. Fool.
This is
All
wrong.
hoes, but all the time.
You see how this is wrong? Like all this.
Why? Because everybody's drunk. Fool, and there's just
Because this is all becoming like rapey and
No, okay, but
wrong.
it's no longer rapey. His was rapey because he's sober.
She thinks it's her boyfriend, and it ends
No,
up that it's her boyfriend's homies. That's wrong.
Yeah, and
You can never confuse me with
the homies think it's her sister.
Yeah, but really, that's what they're saying. But you know, what's
No, see,
behind
now
that,
you're
bro?
assuming. that we're not drunk when we are drunk out of
Yeah.
our minds. So we're drunk out of our minds.
You're fucking up the scenario here, dog.
You're making it wrong.
It's all wrong, dude. You know, can we just say, all right, your friend messes with your girl, do you forgive him? That's it. Like, you don't have to go into fucking scenarios. No, I don't think I can get over that. I don't think I have the self-esteem and the confidence to be like, oh, it's all good. Because I know he'd
So you heard it here first. He thinks he's smaller than all three.
I don't think I'm smaller. I wouldn't want that hanging over my head everywhere, you know, every time I would hang out with the homie, like.
But what about this been your homie for life, dog?
That's the thing. I don't know if you did it on purpose or
It's
if.
your brother.
That's why you talk to him.
Huh?
That's why you talk to him.
First of all, would you forgive your brother?
He'll let you know.
Probably not.
Nah, you wouldn't forgive your brother.
No.
Hater?
The most likely scenario, would you forgive your brother or me?
Neither of you motherfuckers, dog.
I'll take the L.
I think I'd still be friends with you, but I don't think I would forgive you or forget it.
Probably not. No, but I'm the same way, dog. I would.
Huh?
How are you gonna be friends if you don't forgive them?
I'm gonna keep them around till I fuck their girlfriends and then be like, we even. We can smash that now.
I guess. I don't know. That's not being a very good friend.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know.
Nah, but I'm the same way.
I
dog.
don't. I doubt my friends would do that to me.
I
You know what I mean?
But the scenario is your friends aren't there, so they're not consciously doing
No,
it.
I'm not. That's not the scenario I set up. That's the scenario you set up. And either way, I wouldn't. Fuck if they're
Well,
drunk
that's
or
the
not.
scenario You said up that they were drunk. So
No,
that was the scenario.
I just said that. No, I still wouldn't. I don't give a fuck if they're drunk. Being drunk's never an excuse to do anything bad.
Yeah.
Being drunk is not an excuse to like, oh, you know, I crashed into someone, or
That's different.
being drunk's not an excuse. Oh,
That's irresponsible. So
it's being irresponsible to fuck somebody else's girlfriend.
not if that wasn't your plan, for shit
Nah, but you
happens.
could always say no.
You can if you're drunk out of your mind. Fool.
Stanley's always up.
When you shit yourself, you didn't plan to shit yourself, right?
Nah.
But you did it, Phil. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but when you macked out with that ugly hoe, was that you, or was that not you?
That's
That
why he
wasn't
wants
me.
to be
It was you.
That wasn't
Part
me.
of you wanted it enough for you to went through
That
it.
wasn't me, Phil.
You're drunk. You don't lose all your senses. You just lose that sense of giving a fuck. You didn't care. That's
Your
different.
inhibitions, yeah, but your
That's
inhibitions is
different. Not caring and not
And isn't that then why can't that apply to if you do that because you stopped caring?
Your
Phil?
inhibitions are what holds you back. From
yeah,
coming
but
out with your
you didn't
girlfriend.
care enough to drive. That's the same thing. And you said that's not excusable. So it's not excusable for you to mack some bitch down that's not yours,
Yeah.
especially your friends.
Driving's different.
Nah, it's just
You could kill
you're driving
someone.
another man's, you know,
Girl. Possession.
Hey, for real. Things in possession.
girl. Huh?
Hater.
Oh no, I see it as people get drunk.
Nah.
It
To
all
a certain extent, fam.
It all
Nah,
depends.
you can't.
Was this my future
Be-
life, or was it just the Randy?
I don't know.
Either way, I don't think I'm mature enough to.
Nah,
Just the Randy fucking yo. Chuck it
There's
to
a
the
difference
game.
between like, oh, you guys went to the bar, you met this chick, you think you're hitting it off, but she ends up with your homie.
Oh, you-
That's different. You can
Most
forgive that.
scenarios are part of your
Oh,
life.
but that's
That's different. That he just outplayed you. He had more. You know what I mean? Like,
Get more cards in his hand.
he just played that scenario better. I mean, it's fucked up that you have to go and compete
Yeah,
with
but
your
in
win.
that situation, he's actively going after the girl.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Let's
like
say
you're
he's
both
not
competing,
actively- Let's say he's not actively. Or let's say
Or
he's
he's-
not actively going after.
or he started as a
he's
as a-
drunk, and then she comes on to him. It's not his fault.
but you're not with her, so it doesn't matter.
no.
Your
The scenario-
girlfriend goes after your friend while he's drunk. You're passed out,
Yeah, you say no.
but his inhibitions are not there.
That's.
You're,
I
I'd
And
say
he's not the
no.
one pursuing her. He's
I
not
don't
the
give a
one.
fuck how drunk I was. I'd still say no. Like no.
That's what you say, but you've never been in that scenario.
The heart.
You just say no.
Um,
It's not that hard to be like no. Have some self control, even at the drunkest you are.
I don't think you would though, dog.
Well,
Like
You're assuming that really drunk people have self control like
yeah,
that. So
because think about it. Your inhibition's gonna be completely gone.
some of them lose
This
their
horny
self control, not even being that drunk. So the drunker you get, the more you lose it.
I've been around a lot of drunk people, dog. I feel like
He's done his research, guys.
they're okay. Are they pieces of shit? Yeah, but like, you could still like have some sort of like, you still have some say of what's going on, unless you're just knocked out. And if you're knocked out, you're not even there. You just passed out.
Well, there's some people that black out.
Yeah,
Which means
black
they're
out.
not there.
Like the people that are like still, like their body's still moving and they're still doing shit,
Yeah.
but they're not there in their head.
Yeah.
Consciously,
There's those kind of people.
they exist.
But still, some of them is still there.
No,
But then
I thought that like that, but then it happened to me. where
that's
I
why
blacked out.
I believe that if a girl's drunk, even if she says yes, you shouldn't do it because she's not all there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at, is that you don't have that consciousness all the time.
But if you can recognize
The
that
inhibitors
she's
are not
drunk,
there.
I think the scenario's
But
not
the
too long. It's
inhibitors are
dumb.
not there, bro.
Yeah.
This
No,
is-
I'm just trying to give you the example of when you're drunk.
I wouldn't forgive you, dog. I don't care if you fucking are, trying to tell me like, look, bro, I wasn't there. I was drunk. She was drunk. She wasn't as drunk as I was drunk. I'd be like, yeah, but you could have just said no, B.
It started with a whisper, yo.
What happens?
I thought she was a ghost.
I'm just saying. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Niggas do recon sober, fool. Niggas drunk ain't gonna do recon, fool.
That's different.
Well, it's not different, but
No.
everybody gets their...
Your girl...
Everybody gets their mulligan.
Nah, I it's not a mulligan. I don't know. Like, the scenario keeps changing, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't be comfortable with it. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah.
And for Adrian, you said it depends on whether
this
it's your girl that you're gonna marry or it's just some girl.
But that
you're
always
going out
depends. Like, if it's a chick you're on a first date with and you
Shoot that shit up to the game.
you're like,
Homies over, homies over.
with. I don't know. I feel like some of us wouldn't forgive that even for the first date.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
Yeah, see,
If I'm being honest, I don't think I could.
like you'd stop being friends
Probably.
over a chick that you just brought.
Yeah, because it's kind of malicious.
Yeah, that's the thing where it's like, if it's
Okay.
malicious, that's fucked up. If it's not malicious, it's still fucked up. But there's,
well, it's not even if it was malicious. It's if you think it's
There's no trade off.
what if you bring
all
a
depends on
girl
what you
and
see.
you like, all right, the last chick you went out with, the wild chick, you know there's nothing there, but you still brought her out, and for some reason you brought her out with the homies.
Oh,
They
that's
want-
different. I would let you be with the
And then-
chick.
Oh. What if it's a chick you really like, but she's like, the date's still going like whatever's, and then she ends up
She catches a whiff of
crazy with like,
She catches a
It
whiff of the
depends on how
vibe.
close we are
Like-
as friends. Honestly.
What does that mean? Like,
what do you mean
the
like?
closer you are, the more of a pass you get, or the further you
The
are? from
more of
being
a
friends?
pass you get.
Oh, so the closer, the more of a pass you get.
Yeah.
What if it's even an acquaintance?
Because then I would be able to take the loss on the friendship if it's not that close of
If
a
it's not
friendship.
true, yeah.
I'm just like, fuck this dude. This is how he's gonna act. But if it's if it's like Nestor, it's like, fuck. I guess maybe.
Well, what I was getting to where it's like you bring a chick and you think she's cool and all, but you don't know where it's going,
Uh-huh.
and she ends up hitting off with your friend.
I'd
and,
be angry.
And no, but and it ends up being like like who they were meant to be with. Like they become the
but
Marshall and what's her face.
I think it
from
depends how it
Hannah.
happens.
yeah, it depends on how it happens. Though.
You just brought her. Fun. It was your
Yeah.
first date or second date or
Yeah,
even.
I'm sure I would be angry with you for maybe like a month, where I kind of be like, fuck that guy.
But what if?
In general, it's shady, fam.
Yeah, but then if I see the relationship,
The only way it's not shady is if they come up to you man to man and tell you, "Hey,
yeah.
can I do this?"
But what if?
Okay. If they just hit it off, then that's
you know what?
malicious.
This is
What about if like my natural charm just comes off and she just wants the D, yo? It's not my fault.
It's not your fault. But that's what I'm saying. As long as your homie comes up to you and is like, "Hey, dog, I'm gonna
She just hits you.
try
with
to
the
do
line,
this. Is this cool with you?"
ABC.
Then that's what I'm saying.
Where's the D?
I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying some heads up, fool.
Heads up,
Let them fucking know what's popping, fool.
yeah, I don't know.
I think it's like it really depends on how close I am with the person.
Because if they just shark your girl, then that's just fucked up. Fool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they didn't. It's not like
you're trying to say that it's not malicious, but
it's like
the fact that you see that he brought somebody,
I'm just
and
saying-
you're hitting it off with them, and it's going to a more flirtatious realm.
But
that's
it's not
kind
like
of a
they
dick
leave
move.
It's not like they leave together.
No, but it is kind of a dick move.
You bring
What do
some.
you mean, like,
kinda-
they don't
you
leave
kinda
together, like,
shut-
what happens then?
like-
He shows up with this chick. You're like, oh hey, this is thing. Let me go get a drink. You guys talk.
Uh-huh.
You see that you're having something in common. you know, and she keeps talking to you. She gives you her number, and you're like, well, this is weird. And you tell your friend, like, oh, she gave me your number. And then this was like, whatever. It's just like the first date, whatever. And then you keep talking, and then you end up to like,
oh, then that's
she
fine.
wasn't meant to be for your homie. She was meant to be for
fine.
you.
The reason I think that's fine is because you already had your conversation with
Yeah,
your friend.
you
already told your friend. Hey,
it's not like you had the number.
Well,
that's what I was talking
or you don't tell
Behind
her,
the
or
back.
you don't tell him, and you
that's
talk,
shady.
and then you tell him like, yo,
That's shady, dude.
Like-
Getting the number and then fucking behind
then-
his back
yeah, that's-
talking to her.
That's shady.
That's shady shit.
yeah, okay.
I think the heads up is what makes it okay.
Like, hey, this is weird, right? And then
You're like, hey,
Because you have to take
She
the
wrote
like,
on the note,
yo,
I want to
she's
be, yo.
cool. She gave me her. Like, I know you're just going out with her, and she gave me her number. I don't know
She
if
wants
that's
that
weird.
dong in that thong.
I don't know. I think we can move on. I mean, it's fucked up, but if it happens, it
He
happens.
is ask your friends for permission. Keep them in the loop, yo.
don't be.
But some of them would be offended that you even asked permission. Like,
You're not
we're
asking for
fucking.
permission. You're just saying,
Hey, she digs me more, so
no, that's an asshole move too.
Yeah.
I think, no, you are asking for permission.
But
You
is it?
can't just-
But that's what I'm saying. Even
You can't,
asking
just
for.
you can't snake a nigga's girl, fool. Just because, they're going out first date and she digs you more, it's like, you still gotta be like, because what if he's not done? What if he thinks he can still make something happen? Fool?
Yeah.
Then that,
He's
then you just
but what
step
if he's
down the
like
stone.
straightly delusional and you have to set him straight?
What if he's delusional? That's your boy, though, fool.
Yeah, that's
your
it.
What matters more to
You
you?
let him live
This
with the
girl you
delusion.
just met?
Yeah.
Or your boy, fool? Because
No,
then
that's what
just
I agree with you.
I'm not saying this about you. I'm just saying, like, to the people out there, like, what matters more to you? Your boy or this girl you just met?
Yeah.
In the scenario, you know?
I think most people out there are just like, just don't be an asshole, dog.
No, well, most people out there are like, I'm gonna do what's best for me, is what most niggas tend to say.
Slay
They're
that.
actually
Selfishness?
Slay that with JJ.
Most fuckers would, like, do what you said when they was, like, they probably end up talking to her, and then once, like, they see they have more of a connection than the other nigga, they might tell him, or they just might keep it going until one day the other fool just,
Finds out.
yeah.
But what if...
And then motherfuckers beat.
I kind of want to drop the subject, but I'm like, what if you hit it off there, you never followed her, and you just tell your friend, like, look, dude, the other day she came up to me in the supermarket, she remembered me, we kind of hit it off,
And I fucked her over the melons.
you know, and, you know, kind of asked her to go out, like, what do you think? Is that cool?
I think that's fine.
fine.
You're asking them, that's
And
fine.
it's been a while.
Or you don't tell them, just later on, you
But
end
if you don't tell them, that's
Listen,
fucked up,
yeah,
though.
the fuck, the no telling.
Sometimes you have to keep people in the dark, dog. There's some shit they just don't have to know.
See, but that's
you
you
gotta
being a
let your boy
shitty
know.
friend.
I feel like it's just out of courtesy, you should let your boy know.
Yeah,
Just because you don't know how he feels about her, fam.
exactly.
Well, they obviously didn't go out. It didn't work out.
But he's your homie. If he's your homie, then you have
It's
to.
not property, though, B. It's not like you own the
No,
chick.
but
huh?
it's
not
a
about-
friend. It's about being courteous to your friend, dog. What
It's-
kind of dick move would it be to fucking?
To me, it's
say
about being
something?
considerate.
Yeah, being considerate.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's just consideration. It's not about she's mine or she's his. It's just
It's about the-
consideration.
It's about the friendship. Do you care about it or not?
Yeah. Because, I don't know.
Dang, this is a good segue, dog.
To
Or
what?
what?
About how much you care about your friends.
Mm,
Do you want to talk about it or not? Can we bring it up?
I guess you can.
Oh.
Hater?
Nah, because we were talking yesterday and I was telling about Arthur, like, yo, man, you haven't jumped on the Facebook stuff enough.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, like, yeah, I don't feel like being on Facebook anymore. I kind of like feel like deleting it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why? Like, I'm like, you don't literally have to actively engage with people, but at least repost it, If one person clicks on the link and, ends up listening, or two or none, that you're still actively, helping out is good. And he's like, yeah, but the thing is that people hit me up and I don't respond.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, why do you do that? And he's like, I don't know. He just doesn't care for it.
No, well, the way I explain it is friendship. I feel like I've let shit die out with a lot of friends that I've had. I've never been able to really keep a long-term friendship because it's just my personality. It's like, if you're in my vicinity, you're the homie. But once you leave that vicinity, I'm not really going to make the effort. And that's always been how I've been, even since I was a kid. Like, I'd get invited to birthday parties, and I'd make up excuses. Like,
so you were just friends at school. You never had friends outside of school.
Yeah, it was the vicinity scenario. It was like, if you were close to me, it would be the closest homies. But as soon as we left school, it was like, well, I don't know. I let shit die out. I didn't put an effort. I never saw the reason to put an effort with relationships. The way I had explained it to you is I'm like, well, I've always thought of like friendships as like plants.
Yeah.
Some plants need a lot more nourishing and they need water, daily sunlight, all this other shit. They're more high maintenance.
And I ain't no botanist.
Well, with me, I feel I'm more like a cactus, and I don't need any maintenance to maintain a friendship. Like, I could see somebody I haven't seen in like 8 years and still talk to them like we're the closest friends. But I guess what I was saying
that's
is
any
that,
friend.
Yeah, but no. With me,
that's not ever.
Most people that like I used to not talk to, now I just make it.
But if you see them, and they were your friends before,
like your friend,
and you start talking, it's awkward. But if you get over that, it's just like old times, dog.
Yeah, but for me, it's not
he's
awkward.
saying he's not even awkward at the beginning of it.
For me, it's never been awkward. I see somebody I haven't seen in the longest time.
What's up, big dog?
It's got one speed, that's fast.
But like I said, I'm more.
But maybe
like
you just not.
All I need is a small amount of water to keep a friendship alive. If you hit me up like maybe 3 years from now and we haven't talked, I could still chop it up and it's dope. It was nice talking to you. Blah, blah,
but why
blah.
wouldn't it be?
Because some people feel like for example is that
there's some people.
If you didn't hit me up for 3 years, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I understand that.
Feel weird. Like you haven't talked to them in a while. You don't even know why you guys stopped talking or whatever, and you just feel weird when you see them. Those are the people you just say hi to, and that's it. And you just go your separate way. You don't stop to talk more. You just say hi, and that's it.
Yeah, but like I said, the reason I've always had a problem with it is because I'm trying to understand how high maintenance plants, or even like regular fucking plants, they need nourishment, but I don't see it that way. I see like, hey, you know what, I can hit somebody up in 4 years and it won't be that big of an issue. But a lot of people, I think they see it as, oh, this guy's an asshole, what does he want from me? Or like, but I let friendships die. I've always let shit die. I never nourished friendships.
Is that why you murdered your dog?
Murdered his what?
His dog,
Oh.
Nah, so what I was saying is
Go
that...
to sleep. He's just choking it. Go to sleep.
How deep do you go into the friendships, though?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think...
He never gets...
had the ability...
I don't think he ever gets close enough to anyone to actually be with close friends where they're really...
I understand wholeheartedly. Like, I've been the same. That I could cut people in or out of my life.
Yeah.
But because I don't... it's been the few people I've let deep enough to, like...
Yeah,
where those do matter, whether I can let them go. And even some of those I could cut out of my life if I wanted to.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Everybody's replaceable, dog.
But that's just because I'm a little crazy.
I think that's what it is.
Like I have a little bit of like where I have this buffer. So
yes,
like I could rip the plant out of the ground.
See, I'm speaking to a fellow cactus.
Where
see, when he was saying me that shit yesterday, it was super weird for me. I never understand.
I told Nestor, I'm like, Nestor, the main
that's
reason...
because you love with your whole heart. Fuck.
Exactly, but what I told Nestor was...
I don't.
What I told Nestor was that...
I was like, when I met you... Alright, I'll say my side. You could go keep talking it out.
What I told Nestor was that the reason me and him became so close with friends is because he actually put a lot of effort into like, hey, whenever shit was going down in LA, when I was in Irvine, he'd hit me up, hey, this is happening, can you come down? He would always keep me in the loop with stuff that's going down. And I'm like, I came to the realization, look, this guy's going to eventually say, fuck this dude in Irvine. He doesn't make the effort. Why am I putting so much effort? So I finally, that's when I created the football league. I'm like, look, I need to make contact.
What you need to do is let me be commissioner. But that's a side thing.
No, but that's why I created that SFL.
We got the weak leaders.
You're good for an amateur.
No, but that's why I created the fantasy football league. to keep in touch with Nestor because I was losing touch with him, and I knew that he was one of those cats that cared enough to keep the relationship alive. And I'm like, well, look, I'm bad at this. I need to learn from Nestor how to be.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. I was like, why'd you reach out for the first time? But
well, because I wanted to learn from Nestor because since I met Nestor,
teach me the ways.
Yeah, but teach me of the ways of the delicate flower.
I want to be a lotus.
But it's true because I
want to be a weeping willow.
I had to force
Teach me the
myself.
way of the secular touch.
You gotta force yourself to what?
I had to force myself to try to make the effort. And
I thought it was like
Nestor's the first
force
friend that
yourself
I've
to
made-
care.
Yeah, Nestor's the first friend that I've actually made the effort to learn how to be a better friend. Because I've always been a shitty friend. Like I'm close and everything, but when it came to like doing outside stuff or anything to the point where I felt like it was
Anything where you have to put
exerting myself.
effort.
Yeah, anything that I had to exert myself, I'm like
Anything where you have to
what
leave
the
your
hell?
house, and sometimes
Why?
getting you out of your
Why do you
house
think that?
is hard.
I don't know.
He says there's commitment issues.
But like I think you said it, you phrased it better when you said it was maybe a fear of caring too much about a relationship that if it were to disappear.
I don't think
That's
is.
not my fear. It's just,
What, like, are you afraid to lose a friend?
is that what you're scared of?
Maybe.
Are you afraid
not
that
scared
like
to lose a friend.
you
I'll
put
cut
someone
motherfuckers out.
But
you-
I think maybe it originally started
That you put-
as a fear of
Did
losing
you
a friend.
have a friend that you were really close to and you lost him? Or
Yeah, I've had a couple of those.
and maybe that's why. Maybe because that makes sense in line with like your girlfriend in middle school. Like you got hurt there. You didn't like that feeling. So since then you've been laying these buffers so that doesn't happen again.
He
Maybe
puts
the
up
same
walls.
thing, you had these friends that you lost. You didn't like that feeling.
Yeah.
So now you've been buffering.
And I think that's the main reason. I think
But-
I think that could be the main
Did you lose him or did you let him go? Because
No, well,
It's
maybe
still
I
pretty
felt-
young though, B. Like
It's
elementary school,
young
middle
shit,
school.
dude. It's
but look, I have middle school friends that I've lost too, but it's not like I'm not.
But you lost them. Like
The reason I don't cry with them is because I'm the guy who still has middle school friends, elementary school friends. Like I'm still like close friends with people I was close friends with like in second grade. You know what I mean? But that's just because I took the time and effort
yeah, but see, I'm not that type of person. Once
to cultivate all that
maybe it was
stuff.
like-
Or if we lost touch, to
But-
get back in touch.
that's what I was gonna say. But you did lose touch though.
No, that's what
You
I'm saying.
There had to be an action to regain touch.
Because when he left this middle school and went to different high schools, yeah, he divided that, and those guys went over there, and he was over here.
But think about it, when I entered
But-
Wilson, I was basically I only knew maybe
You
like
knew nobody.
Two people.
You didn't
And
know
one
it.
was on the football team, and the other one was what's her name?
The guy with the cute ass.
So like it wasn't the same cliques that I would be kicking with.
You
So
lost when
I-
you went into high school. You lost all your friends.
Yeah,
You're a loner.
basically. But I don't know if I
And the thing is,
before
you could have made new friends because and close friends, and you could have also kept in touch with those middle school friends. You just didn't want to put that effort to keep in touch with
But
those
like,
dudes.
how many of us during high school keep in touch with our old friends that we lost? And
From high school.
But even now,
while you were in high school, like when you got separated from your middle school.
I
friends.
tried, and
No.
and
Most
then
did you, though?
yeah, I
No,
tried. I
most
really
No,
tried.
did you keep in touch though?
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to, you keep in touch with them.
Yeah, I kept in touch. Then we lost touch, and then now we're cool again. Like we hang out all the
But I'm
time.
saying, you lost touch for a while, so that means at one point.
Yeah, like a 3 or 4 year.
Yeah, but that's.
But it's just like your lives are going like in a Y. Like you guys are going separate ways. You're not in the same vicinity. You're not in the same school and stuff.
And that's.
But that's the thing. Like that doesn't mean you stop being friends. I'm sure if you would cultivate and put that time and that effort, you'd get them back.
To redo it, yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Those friendships don't die. Like you just let them. Like they're just like.
But it also depends on the other person.
it does depend.
Because if the other person doesn't want to be your friend anymore, you can't force that.
Well, if those people are going through some rough shit and you fucking dump them, yeah, I'm sure they'd be like kind of like,
Or even
hey,
if
what
they're
the
not,
fuck?
they just
Not
don't
even,
want to
it's
talk
just-
to you anymore.
Or they're just like
Because they have
completely
their
different.
they have
Like
their new shit,
Yeah.
bro. Because you're not the same people.
you
guys
go
work
back
like
and like some middle school friends like now or maybe not me, but like some homies was like, "Dick, I was homies with him after high school. I didn't even know. And like now he's gay or now he's a trans. Like now he's like his whole life is different now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So his whole outlook is different. So it's like, and I still love him. He's still the homie, but like." Do we hang out like we used to? No. Like, do we go out and do the same shit we used to?
Well,
like, no.
They lost touch.
Like they lost touch, and like they're both in like their lives are going different directions. And it's like, if I see them, like we'll still hug. There's
I
still.
think the main thing I was saying is that it doesn't take much for me to lose touch with people.
I think you just don't like putting that effort.
That's the main reason, but that's why I said. That's why I said I decided I'm not going to be a shitty friend. Like
But not with
it's an effort for me to do shit like this. Like, fucking... I slowly weeded myself into the fact that, well, at least I'm going to see Nestor during the football season. Mm-hmm. And that's enough to keep the relationship alive. And then slowly from that came the podcast, because we were talking more, so then I was like, oh, well, you know what? We were talking about this in high school, but let's...
Like, even in the pod, we'd see each other only the once.
Yeah.
And now we're working together, so we see each other a lot more.
Yeah.
Naked.
But
I don't think you're so much a cactus as you just
lazy. No, it comes down to it's either you're lazy or you're just too scared to make that effort, because
I think it has to do a little bit with the fear
both.
Of making the effort of putting myself out there.
I think it's fear more than anything. Because
what
you like to open up.
What if they don't like you?
You like to open up.
What if they don't laugh at your jokes?
You like to talk about things like deep things like that. It takes a lot for you to
get there to feel
comfortable enough to start doing that.
Yeah. I know, and I agree. I think it has...
Because the most open I had seen you in a while was when you got really drunk.
Oh.
And that's just because your defenses
I thought it was when he was bending over.
That day, like, that
when he was grabbing his ankles and saying he was open up for shots.
While he was recovering, and we were talking to Daniel about some shit outside. That was the most I've ever seen this man open up, like in front of me. That is.
Yeah.
I saw him open up,
and I do have a lot of defenses.
To me, it's like. It just seems to be that.
And you, I'm gonna love you.
I think it also has to do with the fact that the closer I get to somebody, the more I make fun of them, in the sense that maybe that's a defense mechanism.
Well, they're trying to push them away?
Yeah.
Well, that's because once the laughs stop, it's either there's silence or you gotta talk about some shit.
Once the laugh stops, the panties drop.
Like, what are those ruffles? Oh no, what are the lays?
But maybe that's why you keep making fun of that.
You can't stop.
Or keep the laughs going because you don't want to get to the point where once those laughs stop, it's either you're gonna talk about something real, you guys just sit there in kind of awkward silence.
Yeah. Maybe it's a defense mechanism to keep my friends superficial.
And you're not that kind of guy.
And and that's the other thing you said, that when people message you, they seem superficial to you, but it's like you can drive a conversation into whatever you really want.
What is it that you want to talk about?
Nothing. That's the thing. That's the problem.
He doesn't want to talk with them.
Like, do you think it's superficial because all they ask you is like about things or
like what's
about
up,
people, or
how's it going?
Yeah, I guess.
What are they gonna ask you if you've gotten a job? And what are you gonna say? No,
but that's not even the reason. The reason I don't hit people up is because it's not that I don't have the intention to hit them up. Is that I put it off for later, and
I'll do it later.
Later extends too far, and then by the time I feel, you know what, it kind of feels like a dick move to respond to them now.
No, did I see this meme that was like, "Hey, what's up?" And someone responded,
"What up?
Sorry, I was busy."
I was like, "That was a year."
That was
a year.
That was like 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, at a certain point, it's like...
But still, like, if they put the effort to hit you up to know about how you're doing, you know, and you answered 3 days later. Or a week later, whenever the fuck you answer, I'm sure they'll be glad to hear from you. Like,
maybe.
I mean, if you already put yourself out there, it feels dumber if they've never answered back. But if they answer back, it'd be like, oh, I guess you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't see like messages. Sometimes you miss them. Like, oh, I missed this. I'm sorry. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'd be like, oh shit, okay, everything's cool, man. How about you? You know, instead of he saw it and then he said, fuck that, and he just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
but now
know,
you can see what people suffer from.
but I don't think he even opens them. He just sees that they get there and he's like, oh, I'll do it. I'll take care of it.
I'll take care of it later.
You know?
That just means it seems to me like you just don't want to do it, and you say you'll do it later, but you're not. You know you're not going to do it later.
There's no real plans for doing it.
Yeah, so it's like,
that shit is like,
What?
it's weird to me because that's not who, I don't know. I was like, I don't
That's not
know.
who you were.
And to a fact, it's still not who I am because I'm still that other guy. I'm not 100% that dude anymore.
I don't think you're that dude at all anymore.
No.
I'm like, I used to like
wait for people to talk to you, and then you'll talk to them. Before you would openly talk to somebody,
Yeah.
which is a lot different than.
like before I used to have a lot of friends that I'd hit up, and not like I would genuinely care because I still do. Is that I just show it more.
No, you put effort.
And I put a lot more efforts into a lot of more friendships and relationships. And I think it's cost, I don't know, something. Well, first I lost touch with a lot of people because I was chasing tail, you know? And
Yeah.
and then that became my sole focus, you know. That's all I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Where, you know, some friendships went on the wayside, like they were sidelined.
Yeah, for Vernon.
You know, and when I came back, I wasn't myself. I wasn't me anymore. I still cared, but I felt like if I did reach out, it was gonna seem like, oh, look, he abandoned us and now he's back because, you know.
But that's what it was.
And it was that, and you know, it's like I'd feel like a phony to like. You know what I mean? To like reach out and still be like how it was before. And obviously it wasn't going to be like it was before, but it didn't mean I didn't care about some people. You know what I mean? I still cared. I wasn't who I used to be. You know what I mean? Like I had changed.
Like you said, you should have just hit them up.
Yeah.
I mean, just be who you are. Like, if they respond back to you, hey, fuck it, they did. If not, then again.
But it's like, I don't think I lost friendships. I think the friendships changed. People moved on. People, you know.
I think they dwindled. Or
They dwindled, yeah.
Yeah.
They started withering is what I'd like to say.
Because a lot of people, like, even, I don't keep in touch with anymore, but you see them, like, at places, you see what's up, and, like, you have a conversation, but it's not the same.
Nah, it's not. You know, some
but
people.
But then again, you're not in the same space, like, your head space.
Yeah.
I'm not the same guy I used to be in high school or in college.
Yeah, and then some people just got into relationships and now they have, you know, families or girlfriends or, you know, they live somewhere else. They move, they change states, you know. And the people that are still here, like, it's not that I don't, like, that it's not the same. It's like, when it came down to it, I knew there was just, like, once I stopped being that, like, I attracted a lot of people. Like every time we had a get together, sometimes even going out, it would be a caravan of people. Like remember, like when it was 2-3 cars of people, we could fucking take up a whole row of movies. But that's just like that was me like coordinating and like texting everybody.
How was you putting forth effort?
I put all this effort into like we gotta all stay together. We all gotta start like we all gotta hang out. Mm-hmm. And then once I stopped doing that, then you know the only thing that was left over was that core of close friends.
The only people left over are the people that were willing to put an effort towards it.
Yeah, because you know it was different. It was people that
because friendship works like that.
It's a two-way street. It's a
two-way
street.
Yeah, and like now I notice that sometimes I'll go weeks without hitting people up, and then they hit me up. You know what I mean? And that's not how it was. It was always me putting the front effort, effort. But I don't know, something in me just like, and it's not, and just like he does, like just the way Arthur does it, like I'm like, hey, I should hit that up. Like I should hit him up, see how he's doing, or how that interview go, or how his job's going, or you know what I mean. Because I'm always thinking that stuff. Like I always want what's best from all my friends and all the people I know. You know what I mean? Oh, I hope that went well. You know, like I'm gonna hit them up. But
Who's lying? Who's a hater?
nah, I really do.
Fuck
You know,
that
but
fool, dog. I hope he breaks his leg, yo. Some weak shit like that.
Hope that health insurance covers.
Hope he's get that gangrene.
Chocolate shit.
but lately, it's not that I don't want to do it. Like not lately. Lately is more of like.
Lately, I've been getting more ass and.
It's of I don't feel like my schedule line up. Like I'm up at night and I feel like, oh well, they're asleep. You know, I can't just text someone out of the blue. And when they wake up and they're gonna respond to me, I'll be asleep, so we'll never be able to like to link up. And I make those excuses.
That's what I was gonna say.
You know what I mean? I could literally just like send them a message, and when they respond, you know, and it'll just take more time for me to respond, but you know, it could happen.
It's not like you're asleep the whole day. Like, you know what I mean?
I am, though.
There's moments you're
Yeah,
you're up that you can if you want
right.
to.
If I wanted to, and I do want to, I just make those excuses for myself.
Yeah.
Just because it just seems easier. And I also like to give people my full attention. I don't like to give them, because I feel like if somebody really wants to talk or whatever, and you're only giving them 15% of your attention, like, then I feel like you're an asshole. Like you're being a dick. You know what I mean? So there's that. But there's times where I'm just like, somebody calls me at work, and then I'm just walking around having conversations with people, and like we ended up like talking like an hour and a half. And that's like, and you know, it's the best conversations I've had in weeks or months sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just because you have to reach out, like we said.
Yeah.
The thing is that, you know, it's not I'm doing it, they do it, you know? And I think I've been, I want to say, huh?
It's just your state of mind.
It's not a state of mind. I think I just, you know, I definitely changed, and it's just work. Not to change back, because it's like,
I came to learn from him, and he fucking decides to not do it no more.
Then he becomes what you were, but to a different a different degree.
No, I don't honestly. I fucking love getting my friends together. Like, honestly, like, if I can get everybody together again.
Yeah, but you don't even put, like, the effort when it comes to it. You half-ass it.
I do. Like, I remember.
Never used to half-ass.
No.
That used to be
Not when it came to you, like.
No, that was the event. He had it planned. He'd be making calls left and right. He'd be fucking hustling.
Yeah. I put up an effort, you know. Even if it was last minute. Even if it was last minute, I'm good at like, all right, you get this, I'll get that. You tell this person I haven't been able to reach them because I know you can get all of them, and then we'd be 15, 20 heads here, and like, and everybody would be having a fucking good old time, even if it was last minute.
Yeah.
And if it was pre-planned, I remember we put trips together, you know, or all types of shit together, and.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, I just kind of like, that just stopped. And mostly because I'm like, because I stopped, and like, even though when I want to go back to it, I was scared that what if I invited people and nobody showed up? You know what I mean? Like, what if I put up the effort and
there's no response to it?
And there's no.
It used to be something you have in common with the cactus over here.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's like, what about if you ask a girl out and she says no? It's like, fuck it, dog.
Yeah.
But this isn't a girl. This is like people you.
Yeah, but half those people are going to show up if they genuinely care.
Or even if they don't.
Even if they don't, once you see them again.
But even if when they don't, it's like. Usually I understand, like, people have to work the next day. People have fucked up schedules now.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like back in those days, we all just were fresh out of high school. We were all in college. Like, there was nothing to do but to study and party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to get together and fuck around. And now everybody's, you know, working, relationships, and, you know, out of the state or whatever the fuck it is. But everybody's schedule, especially with my schedule now, it don't line up. Like, now it's hard to hang out with you guys. Like, it's hard to, like, get the pod going. It's hard to, like, go to a movie. It's hard to do all this shit. And like,
Yeah, but
the thing is, it takes a lot more effort to do it. Like, can we still do it? Definitely.
I think the effort is individual efforts, though.
Yeah.
Because
now everyone has to pull their own weight. It's not like before.
Yeah, it's not like
yeah,
it's not like before. Just talking about tetas over there. I was like, word.
I think it's individual effort. It's how each individual, how bad they want it. So
How bad they want to see
how
you.
bad
Yeah.
they're willing to do it. I think that's the real thing. Not so much as like getting everybody to line up, because I mean that's easy.
No,
It could get hard. Like it's
I
hard.
think you have to be okay with being only hanging out with people a certain amount of time.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's possible.
Oh yeah, it's possible, definitely.
That's the easy part. The hard part is getting the individual efforts of people saying, "Yeah, let's do it." Yeah, let's do it. That's the hard part, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Because finding the time, that's not the hard part, because that's easy. You just tell everybody, "Hey, I'm available this time, or this time," and then you can see what are the windows. The hard part is getting people to say, "Yeah, let's do it," or "Yeah," and then them following through. That's the hard part about it.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to make plans. Making plans is easy. The hard thing is following through with them.
What does that say about me if I just don't want to do that shit anymore?
That might do a little to your depression, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like, to me now, it just seems like such a fucking drag to ask someone to hang out.
You sound man. I came to learn from you, dog, and you just fucking...
The thing is, like, I so badly want to go back, but a lot of it has to do with, like, laziness, and a lot of it had to do with insecurity of, like...
And you acquired pessimism.
Yeah,
because you're a pessimist now.
Yeah, now you're a mad pessimist.
And a cynic, dog. Like,
that's what I mean with pessimist.
Yeah.
You brew with negativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before, if somebody said no, I'd just be like, fucking rancor, and then that's it, you know what I mean? But if anything else came up, I'd always let them know. No. You know, like, now if somebody says no to me, I'd be like, you know what, fuck them, dog. You know, and then and they fall by the wayside, I just don't.
Well, yeah, now it's more of like, it's not gonna happen, can't do this, can't do that, no. Or back in the day, your philosophy was like, it'll all work out anyways. There's a lot of different philosophy. One is optimistic and like it'll work out, and one's no.
Like there's been times where like you guys go to the movies and like you guys have been accommodating, like let's do it at 8 so you could be able to go to work. But I'm just like that sounds like having to rush to the movies, then like and then having to rush home and changing and then going to work just sounds like it just sounds like so much.
But the thing is,
trouble.
You're not even gonna rush to any of it.
I know, but in my own head, it just seems like
I think the time has been taken into account where you don't have to rush anything, but in your head, you think you are, or you just make it. You just put something in your head where you don't want to do it, and it's like nah,
Yeah. And the thing is that shit makes me more miserable when everybody's going out and I have to fall back to go to work. It just makes me like place more blame on like this gig that it's keeping. It's not. It's me. I could go.
Yeah.
I won't be there the whole time, but I'll be there some of the time. And when I'm at work, I'd probably be in a better mood because I just I'm just came back from hanging out with the homies. Like, what is there to be pissed about?
Yeah, but you wanna be mad at the gig though.
But instead, you go where like, Dick, I couldn't go, like,
Well,
it's preventing me.
Like I had to.
Yeah, like it's preventing me.
Tired or like
I
need to take a shower at this time so I can make it on time by this time.
I'm also crazy about. I like routines. Like routines to me are like.
Well, you like it your way.
And I also like shit my way.
You like it done your way, which is the big thing.
Yeah, there's that.
Because
accommodation.
You're the one that has to be first accommodated before anybody else for it to work. Or because if not, the mood might get ruined because you're not in the good mood. Yeah, like
that's the thing. I
poop in the punch bowl.
Yeah.
If it's not the way you wanted it, and that's why.
I never noticed that till you told me that I'm a mood setter. I never.
You never noticed that?
I didn't know that.
That's what I tell you. It's not because you're the leader of the group, it's because
you can bring the ship down if shit ain't
it's because you're the person in the group that if it doesn't go a certain way,
I'm gonna make everyone miserable.
That's been his
I'm
fucking
gonna fuck shit up, dog.
This was
But
philosophy.
But from what I've heard, that's the way you've just been as a kid, fool.
Yeah.
From growing up, you're just the mood setter, fool.
Remember one time there was only one soda, and Adrian like ran home to get it. No, no,
I'm finna kill this little kid.
no. He ran home to get. There was only like 4 leftover sopas, and we could have split them 2-2. But instead, I went and grabbed soda, and he went and grabbed the sopas. So he already had the sopas, and he's like, well, you don't have... Right? Sopas is food. And now he's like, well, you don't have food. Let me get the soda so I can enjoy everything.
That's
so,
not how it happened, though.
This is the way I remember. So I slapped the sopas out of his hand and then slammed the soda on the ground. And then I'm like, now nobody gets shit. This is
that's like the king says I'm gonna cut the baby in half so you get half and you get half.
You cut that motherfucker.
And he's the guy that's like, cut it in half, dog. Fuck it, no one gets. We both
in
get
fact, even if you say it's mine, cut it.
I wasn't 20, by the way. I was like in middle school. It's not like this shit happened. You know what I mean?
But the sad thing is, it could happen.
It has happened, dog.
The sad thing is, you hear him say shit like that sometimes still today, but.
Because I don't give a fuck. I'm ready to burn shit down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Crazy L's.
That's why we're all.
Because it's not your way. It's not your way. You take a crazy L.
That's what it is. You're willing to take the craziest L's.
I'm ready to go to 0-100 if that shit ain't gonna work out. Because
burn the establishment, dog.
But how did it happen, though, Adrian? In your eyes, how did it happen?
But there's been so many of these times. I don't even know if he remembers that time.
Was it the time when we came to blows, and then we went to Jack in the Box after? Or is that a different?
No, but that's every time. Every time we'll end up fighting, and then we'll cry, and then we'll just be like, "Let's go to Jack's," or "Let's go get." And we end up.
I remember. I think the sub one I cooked them, and I'm like, "Dude, well, fuck you! You didn't cook shit. You didn't provide nothing to this group." And there was like, there was like two
to you.
There was like 2 sopas left. So I'm like, "Well, I cooked them." So I was like, "Fuck, I'll take the L and the soda. I don't really like soda."
No, he wanted the soda.
Well, if I could have it, that'd be great. But I was like,
you were like, I'd rather take the L, and he took it to the extreme.
Yeah, so we both lost. We ended up not getting
no
shit.
No sopas, no soda.
That's how it comes.
Nah, but see, like there was times
crazy, B.
Like there's a few times where honestly, like if I'm giving an ultimatum, sometimes I see red. Like if somebody gives me an ultimatum, either you do this for me, or you could go fuck yourself. I'm gonna ruin it for everybody because I just start seeing red, and I'll be like, I'm not even thinking, dog. Like I literally.
I know. I've been there, fool. What's the time to calm down, fool? And then you tell me that I don't know.
It's called the tantrum.
Yeah, those are the times I'll be like, dude, what do you do? Just think, fool. It's not that bad. And he's like, nah, you don't get it, fool.
He'd jump on the floor and just start pounding the floor with his fist.
And then a motherfucker attacks your character, fool, and you as a human being, it's just time to calm down, fool. It's not that big of a deal, fool. Nah, you don't get it.
I don't know.
But that shit's funny. It's funny afterwards thinking about the craziness involved.
That's why I like the Big Bang, dog. When I see it, I see Sheldon in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
That's just not a genius.
We need pad thai. Why would we do pad thai? It's not pad thai day.
that's my seat on the couch, please.
But we're all enablers because we know how crazy you could get with the L's.
I'm not an enabler, fool. I tell this fool he's crazy, fool.
Yeah,
and it gets matter, fool.
Well, so she's gotta take the L because it's not worth it. I was like, fuck it. Yeah.
No, I don't like taking the L, fool.
Well, no one
does.
This
takes L's all the time. What is he talking about, fool?
I don't like taking the L. I'll tell you, you're being crazy, fool.
Yeah, but
you'll tell me, but
we still do what he wants.
No, there was this one time he wanted me to get off and open the gate for it. Because I just didn't get off. I said, fuck it.
What?
I don't remember.
Those are the times this fool was driving for him. One of us had to get off, and I just didn't get off.
Co-pilot always gets off, dog.
I was like, fuck it.
Don't sit on the co-pilot seat if you're not gonna get off.
And then I ended up fucking getting off and opening the door, which is bullshit. I drove, dog.
That was like, damn.
But a lot of times,
because the tantrum's real, dog.
it's not a tantrum.
It is.
It could.
It's the definition of a tantrum.
I just had to deal with that today with my little niece, because I told her, go wash your hands so I can let you play with the tablet. Because your hands are sticky, you're gonna mess up the tablet.
Yeah.
She did everything but wash her hands. Everything. She started crying, yelling, being wild.
Eat a dick, motherfucker.
And my mom told her, here, I'll wash your hands for you. She didn't want her hands washed because I told her she had to wash them.
That's the ultimatum.
My mom said, look, I'm not going to wash your hands. I'll just clean them with this wet towel.
Uh-huh.
Nope, I don't want to wash my hands. My mom ended up having to grab her, then wash her hands because she wanted to play with the tablet. And then that was it, fool. She lost it, fool. She started going crazy, fool. I didn't want to wash my hands.
It's like, but I understand what she's talking about.
I didn't want to wash my hands. I wanted to play with the tablet, but I didn't want to wash my hands. And then she went crazy, fool. So I followed her. I gave her the tablet. I told her, look it, you have to wash your hands or else you're going to mess it up. You're going to break it. I didn't want to wash my hands.
Honestly, like, I feel what she's saying.
Should be crazy.
And then I
stands on the floor.
And then I gave her the thing, and she's like, I don't want to play with it. And I was like, this is what you wanted to play with.
So I'm so finna break this shit right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Slams, homie.
And then I told her, look it, I don't want you to be mad. I'm not mad. Okay, I don't want you to be sad. I'm sad because they made me wash my hands and I didn't want to wash my hands. Oh my! And I told her, look, we're friends, right? Yeah, you're my chocolate friend. Okay, I told her, I don't want my.
You're my robot friend.
I don't want my friends to be sad. And then she was like, I was like, I love you. I don't want you to be sad.
But you a bastard.
I was like, look it. No one's gonna make you wash your hands anymore. Your hands are washed. Here's the tablet. Play with it.
See, but if it was
okay, and then she's okay, and I was like, "Come on, man, what the hell is this?"
If it was Lester, he'd go find a way to get his hands.
He would have broke the tablet.
No, he would have find a way to get his hands.
I broke the tablet.
You would have broke the tablet, B.
Honestly, like, it's just super hard, and I think this is like, I'll be the first one to admit that this is childish, and it's immature.
Why do I say you're petty, Phil?
Petty.
Like, you know what? Because when people hear this, that's what they're gonna say, and I know it.
But it's the truth, though.
It's just. It is the truth.
Yeah.
And I think it's just hard for me to do shit that I don't want to do. It's like the hardest shit I could.
I told you. That's why.
Shit that I don't want to do to me seems like...
That's why this gig is so hard for you, because you don't want to do it.
It's like...
That's work, though.
It's like the super chore. It's like... To me, it's not like the object of what you're asking me to do. Wash my hands, dude, that's nothing. It's that you're asking me and I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that to me is hard. Like doing shit I don't want to do seems like it's fucking America, dog. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do.
Yeah, but then the other side of the coin is you like to tell people to do things for you.
Yeah, but they're minions, dog.
I guess.
It's just part of a pawn, B. A scheme, homie.
That's the other side of the coin, food. Like my mom likes to say, you like there's people that like to give orders but don't like to take them at all. So, like they'll get crazy on you.
Yeah, well. There's a hierarchy, fun. I'm at the top, so I don't have to take orders.
But you're not. You just think you
okay,
are.
Yeah. Obviously.
Don't tell that Rosie pulled a tantrum on us.
What you mean I'm not at the top?
I'm gonna throw that mic through the fucking window.
I'll run this bitch.
Who's not on top now?
Nah, I mean, I think it's just growing up, B. It is hard for me, and like...
I used to be the same way.
I'm like the chillest person, yo.
Oh no, I was crazy. Well, I was as crazy as him. So.
You're still just as crazy, dog.
I'm a little bit more understanding though. So.
I don't know if you just you feel like you were enlightened first, but it happens, dog. Like,
now let's be real. So I'm more of a team player than you. So
most definitely.
I can be that.
But honestly, it took till you met me to see all your wrongs. You know what I mean? Once you met me, you're like, I think once you met me, you're like, wait, I'm just like this asshole. You know what I mean? To where you're like, maybe I should change.
That's part of it.
I think
You've changed someone's life, though? Is that just
I've changed a lot of people's lives.
Example that I was like, dude, this is not the way to live. Fool.
It's not, yo.
I think I've said a
I've
lot
been
of...
with them for 22
This is
years.
not the way you should be. Fool.
And now I have to figure that shit out for myself. And it's probably it's a hard road to grow up, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to just accept that.
But then again, I also did have a friend that did tell me you gotta stop doing shit like this because it's not right.
You're a prick.
Which helped me.
Stop being a prick, bitch.
It wasn't that, it was just like,
Street hood rat.
yeah, you don't have to be like that.
Well, you don't have to be like that. The thing
It
is,
just
like,
makes life worse for me than anything.
yeah, I mean, honestly, like,
Fuck everybody else. It makes life
if some,
harder.
okay, like, let's say you told me to wash my hands and I tell you to fuck off. And then you're like, no, dude, just go and wash your hands. And I'd be like, no. And then I take a stand. To you, it's like, I'm just being a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
It's irrational. It's hurting you.
Yeah, it is.
But the only person
It's
that,
really
like,
irrational.
the only person, you know, and now I'm not getting to do what I originally wanted to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only person that's actually hurting is me. You're just like, well, this guy's a dick, whatever. You know what I mean? You're living your life. That's like the thing. I mean, like, I was going to start this whole episode about how, like, this pod's helped me a lot. And, like, talking through this has made me a lot, not happier, but it's helped out a lot. I've been progressing to a better state. I'm not as fucked up as I was, like, 2 episodes ago, I was finna fucking jump off a bridge, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, metaphorically, I wasn't. Like, I was just, like,
Can't jump, come on, guys.
You got the hops.
you know, I was in a dark place, and, you know, this pod, because of talking, has, you know, maybe put in a candlelight and then another candlelight, and, you know, there's some light building up, you know.
If someone blows them out.
Then we're back to square one.
Fuck me, bro. And that's where I move out from. It's over, guys.
That's the last drop, man?
You know, and
No, I'm just kidding, but...
but, you know, because of the pod, it's just and something else that really helps is like listening back to them. Like, I listened back to the.
I know, I didn't know I was as funny as I was. Like, I had an expectation of, like, I'm fucking hilarious, but I didn't know I was that good.
Listening back to them, it's like,
And that's why people love me.
I listened to some of the shit I said. I'm like, I sound like a whiny motherfucker,
My
dog.
mom was right, I am special.
And I think that's what helped me be like, whoa, like, it took me recognizing that, oh my God, you're just a piece of shit. Like, get over yourself. And
Because it put you in the third person position where you were seeing this cat just whine.
It did what it did for me looking at you.
Yeah.
you know, where it's just
Shit
like,
into perspective,
Yeah.
but
you know, to me, it's like, just
It put a mirror up to you.
bulk up and deal, B. And, you know, and a lot of it is just,
whining.
girly man.
a lot of it is just kind of like taking good advice or like hearing shit and you're like, yeah, and like connecting to it, you know what I mean?
For reals, B.
And then just
I've been giving you A1 steak sauce advice for a while now.
the thing about advice is not like a lot of times you can hear it, but you don't understand. Like, not you don't understand it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's sometimes it just clicks and you're like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
No, it also depends who it comes from, man.
Yeah.
There's some people that will just play this and just being his usual asshole self, being high and mighty, and you won't take their advice. And there's some people you like.
Well, there's some people that suck at giving advice.
No, but I'm saying there's some people that give good advice. It's just because it's coming from that person, you tend to write it off.
You
Like
know?
sometimes that could be our parents, where it's like our parents are telling us.
I don't respect you.
But you'll just be like, "Dang, my parents are just being nags." You know? That's what I mean by it.
No, I understand what you're saying. Even like for like, say, sometimes you ask somebody for advice, and you know all they always say is just like, "Just fuck her, dog." You know, they're like, what? Fuck her and leave her, homie. And it's like, you know what I mean?
Sorry if that's my mom.
I'm like, what does that sound like?
My favorite ones are like, "Just keep your head up, dog."
Nah.
But without any like,
Meaning behind it?
there's no like, there's nothing. That's all it is.
Just gotta
It's
keep
like,
on keeping on, bro.
nigga, you're the nigga that signed your books, dig. stay cool, fool. Dig, have a good summer, fool. Like, dig, it's not fucking anything, fool. It's the most shallow shit you could tell me, fool.
One time, some dude who said I was about to go out, and his advice was like, "Dog, at the end of the night, just take your dick out. if she fucks with it, it's a deal, fool. And if she doesn't, then fuck it. She's a dumb bitch anyway." I was just like, "What kind of advice is like? How do you give that to someone like
some real thug shit?"
It's a mad metaphor, though, fool. She's saying put yourself out there, fool.
Yeah.
She fucks with it. But
that's
levels to it, fool. He's literally just probably telling you to take your dick out, fool.
He's being very literal.
That's some trick daddy shit. She want a thug.
But his shit that what made me laugh, he's like, "It worked for me, I'm with my girl." Which meant that at one point when he was dating, he took his dick out and his girl was like,
before he found the one.
You know?
Yo, imagine. Did you ask him how many times did you do it before it finally worked?
I don't know.
Glass slipper fit.
It just made me like laugh because I'm like, at one point when they were dating, he just took his dick out and the girl was like, I guess. And then, now they're together.
I could be worse.
It's not that bad.
I've had better. That's all she says.
I like how we started talking about Arthur and it became about me.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
You always saying about you.
I didn't even make it about me. I didn't turn this conversation about me.
I think so. You didn't even let Arthur tell the story. You told it.
You did make it about you because you're talking about he doesn't keep in touch with people from high school, and then you said how you did.
Yeah.
And then the conversation went from there.
You're gonna throw us hands from guys.
Arthur, you're a piece of shit.
But what I was gonna say, I think we're all very similar people, except we have a few kinks in our life that has turned us out different.
Yeah.
Like what? What would you say?
Well, because I was saying is that because I understand what he was saying, like the fact that
like you're ready to cut people out of your life.
I'm not ready to cut people out of life. I said I have the ability to do that if I needed to. Or
Okay, you have done it.
Oh yeah, and I could do it like that.
But those people were cancerous, dog. They were not good for you.
I could say that about anybody in my life.
Yeah.
I could say they're cancerous if they don't do something that you could just say they're cancerous. Because I'm some real shit, fool. Like.
Can you cut us out in this table off?
If
you
had to, I could.
Had to? What do you mean had to? Like we fucked your girl.
Well, if I was cool with it, then I would.
He says as long as he watches, it's all good.
Callbacks, fun.
Yeah, but if I had to, yeah, I could do it. That's not hard for me. Would I want to? I don't want to.
Yeah.
See, the way I separate my friends into how important they are, it's whether I see them in like 20 years from now, are they in my life?
Yeah, I see that. I see you guys in my future.
And when I get married, are they part of the what are they called? The people that have to stand up there with you?
Groomsmen?
If they're my groomsmen, then
what if you never get married?
Which is a likely
There
scenario.
goes one candle.
Dude, I'm giving.
I'm trying to blow candles out.
I'm giving 3-1 odds for 3-1 odds. Who's gonna take it?
Hey, dog, summer 2014, homie.
It's almost.
Shout out to Ukraine.
A whole high school year career later.
It's almost a fucking 10-year reunion,
It's
huh?
5. It's fucking it's 6 for you guys.
No, but I'm talking about summer 2010.
Oh, yeah.
It's been 4 years since that's a whole high school career of waiting.
I'm
for
Kevin
summer
Durant, I'm trying to get to the finals, can't win the big games.
He's gonna be LeBron James for not till his eighth year in the league. Dude.
Nah, I can't win until 2018, dog. I'll go nuts, fam. Puck nuts. But if I don't get married, I mean,
No, but you're saying that.
I think I would just hold the ceremony just to have my boys with me.
That's so weird, yo.
I'm just joking. It's joking, dog.
Celebrating a single life? But are you saying like
It's a bachelor party, but at the end of it, I don't get married.
Are you saying that there's some people in your life that you don't think you can cut out of your life if like
No.
circumstances came to it?
To me, like,
Well, I can see you say that about your brother. Your brother, that's...
no, you
I
guys.
take losses on my siblings.
I'll cut Nestor off in a heartbeat.
I don't know, like
Real talk, I could take a loss on anybody.
Yeah.
And I'd be alright with it.
like your pops and moms and shit. But
I could be one of those people that doesn't talk to anybody from the family anymore.
I can't take
any other friends anymore. I could be one of those crazy people. But
I don't think you can.
I can.
Your family is so important to you. I honestly,
I love my mom to death, and my dad's fucking super dope, and
like
my older sister's like another mom.
Like there's people that are like, I haven't talked to my
sister,
dad in 4 years, and I think that's strange. Like that's not strange.
It's possible though.
Oh, anything's possible. I could like disappear tomorrow and not talk to any of you for years, but
yeah,
would I want to? No.
But that's what I said. Yeah, I could do it. I don't want to.
We could do anything we want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's some people that have.
I mean, not physically, because obviously
there's some people that have severe attachment issues that they can't let go of people. They have dependency issues, which is tough.
I mean, maybe if like how stuff goes, yeah, but can we live without each other? Definitely. I mean, this is getting kind of like fruity, but
that's mad. Not progressive.
It's not. Is it not PC? I'm not. My bad. I don't know. Like to me,
I don't like. Are you saying that you want to cut people out of your life,
or
that you just have the ability to?
I have the ability to.
Or it's easy for you, right?
Yeah.
Because there's some people that can do it, but it's hard for them. But I'm just saying it's easy for me. Like a drop of the hat, huh? You snap with a finger.
See, look, no homo, but like to me, it's like when I see when I see the future, I see like us going to little league games and my kid beating your kid.
And your kid's at a disadvantage for he has your genes.
Or our kids being on the same team and like we sneak off and have beers in the parking lot and then come back drunk. This is my fantasy, not yours. You know what I mean?
Who blows who?
Hey, let's go to the alley.
Well, I'm not saying like let's go to the parking lot and suck each other off. I'm just saying
that's an option.
Arthur, finger me, dog.
Finger my bum
at that point.
Finger us both.
What is the Loch Ness monster?
Park your minivan in me, baby.
You know, being in each other's weddings, giving out embarrassing toasts.
Oh, I'm finna embarrass.
You know what I mean? Like
and like at multiple levels, fool. Like I'm gonna be drunk as fuck, so I'm gonna embarrass you because you're associated to me, fool. Just like mad levels of it, fool.
It's gonna fall.
I'm gonna try to make out with your wife's mom, fool.
Dude, like in my best friend's girl.
With a fucking barf.
I'm gonna throw up on your wife's dad.
Like in my best friend's girl, he's gonna whip it out.
That's, you know what I mean? I'd just be like, it's the friends you keep. You know, what do you want me to say?
Where the bitches at?
Well, it ain't me.
I'm gonna just be in a dance floor high though.
Like I told Juan, like the other day I was telling him, I'm like, man, because I've been sleep deprived, I think I've been having these not fucked up, like they're just daydreams between where you're asleep and you're not, and you're up.
Yeah.
And I told him like, I've had two. One where Juan had died, and I was like giving his eulogy, and I couldn't get through it. Like I was like,
don't mind all the old heads.
Don't mind the old head. Did I mention I is a rapper?
I'm porn playing through my funeral. I'm gonna make a sex tape that niggas gotta watch at my funeral.
Like as yourself now, as your old self, like
old self.
You put everybody in the will for $1, and then you just play a sex tape. So everybody shows up to the will.
And it's just in the back.
It was like, y'all, seeing the hypeness.
And there's just like a sign, touch me if you can.
This is what the world's missing out on.
Reach out and touch, babe.
Or just peep the strokes.
Different strokes for different folks. Huh?
Or you just freestyling when you're both in the lake.
Yeah, so I was getting this first eulogy, and then I couldn't get through it. Like I kept crying and shit, and like
I would have been mad.
And I was all like, I wasn't like, it wasn't crying. It was like choked up, like
one about articulation.
This guy wasn't my friend.
I have this fucking unarticulate motherfucker speaking for me.
I'm about
no, and that's the
streets.
That like, cause It was me seeing me, but still being in my head while at the funeral. Like, it was crazy. You know what I mean? In my head, I was just like, why am I up here? Like, I'm not even part of the fam and shit. I'm complaining because I'm doing shit I don't want to do. Nah.
He throws a tantrum at your funeral.
He has to throw one more.
One last one.
One last one where I don't get a word in on it.
One for the road, bro.
Tommy's gonna be fine now, faggot.
Juan said he had the last word. Huh.
Dumb motherfucker.
Nah.
Guess who fed him the poison?
It was more of like, oh shit.
It just says, now you can watch me fuck your wife from heaven, you freaky nigga.
God loves freaky cats.
It was more of a I hope I don't I hope the family knows where I'm coming from. I don't want to like take the shine, you know, because
my dad probably some shit like I'll live my son like I knew I was. These youngsters can't compete with me.
Well, yeah, but I was crying. He's like, this guy's not my friend.
And then he hops over my coffin.
He's my brother and all types of shit. You know what I mean?
I'm like, he's not my friend. I don't know why you guys have me up here.
Just make sure my dad doesn't jump over my coffin. So I was gonna pull something.
What about if he does it? I would want to see, though.
But the other one I had, it was of me dead. But that one, I don't remember. I don't remember. And I don't even know why I thought of that. It's been weird.
Dude,
that was
I
weird.
had a dream where we were all involved. It was us 3 plus.
Involved? What do you mean involved?
Like we were going
Orgy?
out.
Like we're boyfriends?
Like we were going out to some club.
Touch my dick, big dog.
There's no hands, dog.
It was us 3 plus Nick, and then I was driving, so I'm like, think I'll just drop you fools in the front.
We're cuddle buddies?
And then I drove off to park,
Mm-hmm.
and then some fools are chasing you, fool, and I just throw my brass nuts in hand.
Nah, the way he said it was mad.
Brass nuts.
When he woke up, he told me that shit mad cinematic, that he throws the brass nuts up in the air. And then he just catches them with his fingers.
But I told the keys to you guys, like, I got this shit, dog. Because they were not like humans, fool. I don't know, they were like white. With like
vampires?
Nah, they weren't vampires, yo, because they were running fast, dog.
Vampires can run fast.
They're fast as fuck.
Well, I don't know, they weren't vampires to me, though. Oh, they were bald, too. And I just kept fucking manling. I'm manling waist.
This was beating up radioactive skin.
They're like the vampires from Blade 2.
Yeah, something like that, dog. So they had trench coats. I don't know if they were vampires, fam. All I know is they tasted.
You didn't test out the cross
That's the
nuts,
best, though. That's the best, though. Throw the nuts in the air. And then
He throws the nuts in the
put your
air.
hand out to fucking
And
put
then
them on.
he just grips like this, and then he just comes down with it.
Looking like Link.
This was out here video gaming and shit.
I was laying waste to those suckers, though, yo, but they kept coming at me. But you fools made it out alive, then I don't know if I did.
You got a hero dream, fuck. I got some of those.
He wakes up and he tells everybody, "You guys are welcome."
I saved your life, motherfucker.
I don't know, at the end of this, did we discover anything, dog? Like, did we really fix anything?
What do you mean?
Yeah, we discovered we're all friends, I guess.
We all discovered
Right.
you all discovers I know how to use them brass nuts, though.
I think one thing we need to work on is not lying to each other. Like, just being honest about, like, I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. I think that...
I want to put someone on blast. Why do you say that? Fam? What don't you want to do?
It's not just Arthur. I think it's you too. Phil. Like, you make up excuses and it's literally you could just tell me like I don't want to do this. Like same thing. Arthur does the same thing.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
He'll give an excuse of why he doesn't want to.
But
do
I feel, for some reason, I feel like it's nicer than saying.
It's not though,
no.
because your friends know you. Your friends know that.
Yeah, but
you're giving them an excuse. So to them, it makes,
but
like for
so
me,
I come off more like as a dick if I give an excuse.
Like personally, this is for me. Personally, I feel more like
like it doesn't matter.
It's not that it doesn't matter. I feel more like I don't know why you need why the need is to lie. Where it's like you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah.
Two, it's like you could just be honest with me. Like
No.
I think we're at the level where it's like you don't need to fake that or like because then it just feels like you're just some other nigga that it's like that you lied to. You know?
I see what you're
Because you know what I mean. Like the people you lie to are people that are like they're not
it's
really your people. Because to me, friendship, honestly, the basis of it is like honesty. Like these are the people that you're able to tell, like, Dig, you're being a bitch right now. You're being an idiot. Or, like,
what you say, homie?
or like, Dig, you're being a loser right now with your life. So, like, these are things that you can tell your friends.
That's harsh, bro.
And they're not gonna, it's harsh.
You're a fucking loser, dog.
How many of us have not caught somebody else at this table a loser? So I think we've all said that to each other.
Daily.
And Dig, and it's not like we fucking get crazy on each other. Sometimes we'll be like, you know what? Yeah, this
bro, your ass. Your ass, homie.
Your life's ass right now, dude. And you'll be like, yeah, my life is ass right now. This nigga's right, but fuck you for saying it, dog. But
yeah,
that's why that's just the thing. Because like with you, sometimes it'll be like you'll make up excuses like, I don't think this other person wants to do it, but really it's just you don't want to do it for. And it's like you could just say,
me.
You don't. Yeah, this for you. This is what I'm saying for you.
Oh, honestly, because you also you'll be asking me about art. I'm like, I don't know,
No,
bro.
Something
Like,
don't even ask about. I say, are we
gonna do the
this?
pod?
And you say, oh, art. No, like,
or
so
because
to
I
give
just
you the example of the time we were gonna go to the movies. I said, hey, are we gonna go to the movies? And you were like, oh, Art never said anything. And then I said, all right, we could still go. And you're like, oh, I don't know if Art doesn't want to go, but it's like. It was the simple thing of like you didn't want to go because either you were too tired or whatever.
Well, I didn't want to go because I wanted us all to go.
But yeah, but you could just say that. Like you know.
Well, I was just like, because we all had talked about how we were all gonna go together, and that sounded awesome to me. And then
yeah, but when you say it's because of that, then it's like, all right, then that just means we should like we'll just go then. And it's like if that's what you want to do, it's just easy. Like you just say, hey, this is what I want to do. It's not gonna be like, Dig, you're being a faggot because you want us all to go. For I understand that. For that's fine. For it's just vocalizing it. And like for in Arthur's case, it sometimes will be like. Oh, I can't do this because this comes up, or like, oh, I gotta do this, and it's like
my dogs. I need to feed my dogs. For that's
it's just
my dogs need to get fed,
like,
homie.
If you don't feel like hanging out, it's like I'm not gonna try to trick your guilt you into hanging out. For that's not my style. So
fucking rancor.
I'll just be like, it's cool because we don't always all want to hang out. Sometimes we'll just be like, nah, I'm good. Like the time this wanted to go X-Men, I didn't want to go. And I told him, nah, I'm good. So. It's that simple,
Yeah.
There's no need to lie to him to make up some crazy story about. Nah, my I don't got tires on my car or some shit like that. But
my headlights are out, big dog. My brake lights are out. He's been riding that shit for a month already, whipping like that.
Nah, big. I gotta cut my hair. But yeah, it's like you don't want to be the nigga that someone tells I gotta wash my hair that day. That shit doesn't feel that cool.
Yeah.
We none of us have said that, right?
No, but that's like
I'm like, because that's a pretty lame excuse, John.
Like that is
didn't shower today.
No, that's like the oldest one in the book when you just want to like you don't want to tell someone the truth.
I remember one time I needed someone to like actually be there for me, and then they hit me with like, I haven't done laundry today. I was like, man, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's such a fucking. Huh?
Does that mean?
Nah, not you guys.
Nah. Especially when you know that person, like...
No, I was going to go get some results from the doctor, and I was kind of scared.
And it was their idea?
And it was their idea for me to go to the doctor in the first place, and then they're like, oh, I can't go, I haven't done laundry. And I'm like, oh, just leave me out to dry now, why won't you?
And that sucks, because it's like, I'm pretty sure you kind of knew that they weren't doing laundry. So
no, they just didn't want to deal with it.
Exactly, and that's the thing where it's like,
if they just tell,
that's
it's like ripping a band-aid. It's just like, alright, fuck it, I understand. I don't want to do a lot of shit either.
Instead of lying to somebody, it's like, one, you're not fooling anybody, because when it comes to those people, you tend to know, like, what's right or what's, or what's the truth and what's not the truth.
Well, once you're friends, you kind of get to know someone where you know if they're bullshitting or not.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know.
But it is easier than just saying no.
Yeah, well, because I think
it's easier for you.
But for me, I know I can get guilted in by you guys. I can't get guilted.
Yeah, but I won't do that to you. I don't do that
to me.
I don't do that.
You're like, hey,
I usually tell
to the podcast, dog.
I usually tell,
and I'm like, okay, fine.
Well, because you're bullshitting.
But I told you the truth. I'm like, I'm just feeling lazy today, dog. and you're like, hey.
Okay, well, to me, that's not. But even that's not a legitimate excuse of like why.
Oh no, that's not a legitimate.
That's you just being lazy. Like if you tell me,
I was saying the truth. I was saying the truth. At that point, I was just fucking lazy, and I'm like, hey, dog, I really don't feel like doing the podcast.
No, yeah, but that's not a legitimate excuse.
But see, if you tell me, you guilt me into it. Though.
I didn't guilt you. I just told you the truth. Just get your ass over. You're being lazy. You're being lazy.
Yeah.
I usually let you take care of Arthur because you could guilt it into it, and I just don't want to deal with it.
You trick him and shit. Fun.
Yeah, well, you trick me all the time, dog.
And there you go. That's what being not honest is. It's not cool.
Tricking them. What do you mean? I'm not a magician, bro. I don't make
them going bowling, dog. It's a big underneath his breath.
Oh, but that's different. That's not like I get you here with false.
You want to hang out?
Yeah,
false
we're
expectations.
just gonna be hanging out with my cousin.
We're just gonna chill, Dylan. But we gotta roll over here and over there. But
you know what? We're actually gonna hit up a party now.
That's old shit, though. I thought like this is soon, like
no.
recently.
Recently, you haven't done it to me.
No, well now I'm the one that just be like, hey, for what's up? Because I know he falls asleep. Like, yeah, this nigga's tired.
But
that's what I say. Someone's gotta call him to wake him up.
Honestly, like, I didn't understand Art about the whole,
Maybe the job?
Not the job part, but lazy. Like, not the lazy, but not wanting to do this shit.
Yeah.
Do what? Like getting up and doing stuff?
Just doing shit, yeah, and doing shit.
I get off of work.
No, but even the pod, like what he's saying, like, oh, I'm lazy. It's just sometimes just to like go and do it. It does kind of seem like a drag. You know what I mean? Well, but at this point, when we said we were gonna do it, it just kind of is like
it's not. It's a responsibility.
It's a commitment.
It's a responsibility
that we gave
commitment
to each other. Each other.
Not to anybody else.
Nah, not to
fans. Not fuck them. Like
listeners.
Listeners. To the listeners. Fuck it, whatever. It don't matter.
Asshole.
It's a commitment to each other. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like when one of these isn't gonna come out, the thing I feel guilty about is the responsibility I feel towards you guys. That's what drives me for this. Is the responsibility and duty I feel I have to you guys as my friends. That's what it is for me.
That's why, when
that's all this is for
when
me.
people stopped helping out with the Facebook thing, I was just like, not to bring that up again, but it was just like most of the days or a lot of the days I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to be on Facebook all day or look for memes and shit. But I'm like, but if it doesn't get done, then people are not seeing it, and if people are not seeing it, they're not listening, and they're not listening. What the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a responsibility to you guys and to the because sometimes people just don't know it's out. Like, even though we have a schedule and shit, just people don't know that there's a new one. You know what I mean? So you have to let them know and stuff. And I just make it where I have to push myself to like make sure that I'm doing that stuff because I feel like I owe it to you guys.
Honestly, the reason I stopped at the beginning not wanting to post stuff up is because I felt like, I don't know, I felt like I was making, like when I started with the memes, I was making them, and I felt like I was putting in more effort, like in that, and I was making something, than just putting anything that didn't apply to us, and I felt like that turned me off a little. That's just for myself.
But that's the thing where it's like,
I can see that.
But that was me though.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
To me, the way I saw it is like, okay, you're making them and you're making your own little style. That's fine because now we have those and we have the other ones. Well, and then you have the ones Heath does.
Drawings.
You're doing drawings.
Every 4 days, which it would take me like a lot of time to just do a drawing. And like at a certain point, I was like, well, fuck, if I could just put up 5 memes.
But that to me, I was about consistent.
I'm good at finding memes and shit.
To me, the memes were about being consistent of putting stuff out and being different. Because your stuff is not the same stuff I put, and it showed a different sensibility to all of us. That's why I liked that we were all on it. That you put different stuff, and your humor is different than his humor and my humor, and all of us. Everything represents a little bit of all of us, and I'm not saying that was easier or this is harder. Like, to me, I just thought, like, whatever you do is why you do it. Like, you don't have to... I'm not saying, like, everybody had to put more or less effort. While you did it and you did it your way, doesn't matter, dog. Frank Sinatra shit. Huh? You know what I mean? I wasn't asking, like, you have to put 15 hours on a photo before you put it up. Just
No,
why you
I
put
felt
up?
I had to do that.
That's what
the
I felt.
problem.
I felt like I had to put something quality that.
Well, it's because
related to me.
I guess you're setting up your own standards of what you want
Yeah,
out there.
that was the difference because I had a standard where it's like I wanted something that reflected us, that was some way or some form. It had a connection to us somehow, you know,
Right, or to the episode,
or to the episode, or something of all like that, or just that involves us, and that's what it was. And then when it just became about like I'm gonna put up a meme, like to me, like I don't know, that left this this salty taste in my mouth of like this isn't what I wanted to do. But now that's what I just do for the Twitter anyway. So it's like you know what I mean. I said fuck it. It's right. It's just put the just push the shit whichever way. Just push it though.
Well, I just want us to grow as a podcast and as people, and I felt like the way we go about it was like everybody puts in their own little flavor into the page. And people pick up on it, dog. Like, people see, like, they can tell, oh, he did this one, I did this one, he did, you know. Or, even if they can't, it just gives a little bit of flavor of everybody. Mm-hmm. You know, to me, the memes were, because I did those specialized memes, too. I photoshopped a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like I did it. But to me, the memes were something that was consistent, because not everybody has the time to Photoshop some shit. You know what I mean? And the memes were just something to put it up there, because people sometimes they just want to see something that they like, and then they'll hit like, or they'll just see the link. You know what I mean? Because if you just keep putting up the link, then it's just the same, our faces, that's it. You know what I mean? So to me, it was like, fuck it, put a little tagline, throw the meme up. And you know what? A lot of times we get positive feedback on the meme. Yo, that other meme you put up the other day, that was funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that's why the Facebook page, I felt like it turned over to your thing.
well, that was the only thing consistently coming out, because everybody else stopped.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Right.
At a certain point, it was that was the thing.
Right.
That's why I just do Twitter now. I'll do that shit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll keep evolving. Everybody will keep taking on roles. I mean, while we all make sure that, I was just asking you guys to, like, just stay on it. Just, you know, me and Juan have been pushing this podcast land thing, and we were first place for a few days. I think we've dropped to third or fourth. We're still top 5. Helped us tremendously on listens. And if any of those people stick, that's new listeners, man.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing but good things could come from new listeners, and for our past listeners, like, you know, they could almost expect the same quality of shit we've been putting out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just hope we keep growing and keep going, and
Yeah.
you know.
Well, we haven't missed a week.
No, we haven't.
That's
You
been
know.
impressive, I think.
You
It's
know.
been a year.
It's been a year. You know, and we'll see how much, you know, how far we go without missing a week or.
Above all, I just want all 4 of us to just be in the right state of mind.
I just want to party.
Yeah. I don't want
Like above it all, above it all, that's all I want.
Above the mics, fam?
Above the pod, like, because to me the podcast is just, this is the time that I am sure that I'm going to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure to see what's going
Dude,
on.
there's weeks where
And my hope is just to make sure everybody's okay. And if someone's going through some shit, help them out somehow. So.
there's been weeks where the only times we see each other at all is during the pod.
Yeah.
Or the only times we do talk.
Yeah, that's what it's been for recently.
Yeah. Is the pod, fam? So, I don't know.
What are you saying if you can get a regular job?
Do we what?
What are you saying you can get a regular gig?
Like me?
Yeah, dog.
Of course I need a regular gig. I mean, I wish this was my gig. I could talk for forever.
I get bored.
You get bored.
Well, that's because you get uncomfortable talking about yourself.
I'm not a show off. I'll give you that.
Well, it's not about being a show off,
Nobody, just trying to
because some of the things you say are like vibrato, so it's not so much.
I think it's a good place to sign off, no? And then we could talk about other shit. And I don't know what time it is, but we need to do our World Cup.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Our World Cup thing.
Right.
This is Nestor.
This is Juan.
Adrian.
And Arthur.
You sounded bummed out, B. Like, this is Juan.
Adrian?
But
I just got some friend requests from some homo-looking cat. No, not that he looks homosexual, fool. that he look like it's just
He looks like a Homo
it's just some dude
sapien.
without his shirt and he's ripped. Fuck. I'm like, what is
I'm
this?
sorry,
They don't
dude.
accept Adrian.
Not some fool named Jesus Ochoa. Fuck.
Put him on blast.
Guys, remember to vote for us on
This fool look
NoNamers.
like a mad douche. Fool.
Oh my God.
Look at his banner, B. It's just a bunch of like sex positions. Fool. That's just douchey.
That's a
B.
douche alert, B.
That's hype, yo.
He's like your biggest fan.
This Bato's my biggest. This is the who sent me friend requests. Fool. Jesus, I ain't accepting your shit, B.
Decline. Guys, vote for us on Podcast Land. Give us an iTunes review
Request, B.
for a No Namers sticker.
Mexico. What the hell?
What else?